Folks, John Heifel correctly and Al John Breyer correctly mentioned ICTA and the role that they have played in our organization and the role they've played in our hobby. And Al also mentioned the role that the National Silver Dollar Roundtable has played in the development and growth of ICTA. I would like someone from ICTA to come up here and perhaps address this group of fine young people, or maybe we're not all that young, but anyway, if someone would be willing from ICTA to come up and say just a few words, Harry, just a few words, we would love to have you do it, because I want to reiterate what Al John Breyer says, and that is every dealership in this room should be a member of ICTA. With this, I turn it over to ICTA board member Harry Miller. Harry?
Thank you. First, I would like to say there's nothing small about Al John Breyer. Yeah. You missed that, Al. At any rate, thank you for the time. ICTA is very, very important to the numismatic industry and to the collector industry. In the past year, ICTA has assisted or guided sales tax issues in 7 states. And we feel that ultimately we will be successful in all of those states.
We're going to take a break so they can deliver the salads.
That have some sort of a sales tax exemption on coins and or bullion. As many of you have heard, there's an onerous law on the books in Minnesota. Gary Atkins, who received a well-deserved reward tonight, has been one of the 2 lead people working on behalf of ICTA in Minneapolis. They've developed a great rapport with the Department of Commerce, and we're hoping to get necessary changes in the law. Right now, we do have a good rapport with them, and I think that has been somewhat effective in curtailing some enforcement against legitimate dealers, while they still prosecuted illegitimate dealers. We also assisted and got a sales tax exemption in Virginia this year. ICTA has, in the 30-some-odd years of its existence, never had a budget. This year we have the first actual printed budget. And we also passed a strategic, a long-term and short-term strategic plan this year. To give you an idea of what some of the staff does, we're involved in something called StateNet, which monitors laws or proposed laws or committee meetings that mention anything about coins or precious metals. We've monitored this past year 158 different bills in various states, and our staff responds to those quickly. We motivate local dealers where necessary to prevent poor legislation that could affect us. We've established for the first time ever a membership committee, a bylaws committee, because our bylaws are somewhat
Antiquated, Harry.
And we now just last night approved the legislative strategy committee.
I'm going to try to expedite
just to
some
put it into
salads.
perspective, there's thousands
Thank
of
you.
man hours that go from into what we do. Not only do we have paid staff, but we have many people. Philip Deal, former director of the U.S. Mint, is co-chairing the Minnesota issue with Gary. He's flown to Minnesota 5 times in the past year. And all that time involved is donated. Many of our members donate a tremendous amount of time, and just to simply put that in perspective, I keep track of the emails.
Thank you,
as
Wayne.
chairman, and I filed all the Minnesota issued emails in the last year and a half. And these are not jokes or whatever; these are real emails. 1,978 emails just about Minnesota. So we're doing well, but we need your support. these types of battles are very expensive. We had to hire a firm just to research the possibility of what we could do about this law. And in 2 weeks' time, it blew through $6 grand. Okay, and that's just to give us some in-depth opinion of what our possibilities are. So whether you're a bronze member or a $25,000 member, we need everyone. Thank you for the time.
You're welcome, Harry. Folks, at this time I am reminded of a dear person who was our Lifetime Achievement Award winner at last year's banquet. Diane Piret of ICTA is no longer with us, and I'm very saddened by that. I knew Diane for almost 30 years. There's an old saying in this hobby that no man's life, liberty, or property is safe while the legislature is in session. That person never met Diane Piret. When Diane Piret was on watchdog alert for our hobby, any motion that was made in any state capital to restrict or tax coins and bullion was immediately the target of her intense efforts. One of the things that made Diane special, not only at ICTA, but industry-wide, was her contacts with leading dealers and leading politicians in all 50 states. And Diane was out there fighting tooth and nail for every dealer, every collector in this room. I remember spending many nights with Diane at dinner discussing issues related to taxing coins and making our life miserable. There was no person I've ever met in my entire life who was more dedicated to fighting unfair taxation and unfair government intrusion into the coin business than Diane Piret. Her spirit lives on at ICTA. Kathy McFadden has worked her buns off to try to keep the bad guys away and work as best we can to fight those who want to tax coins or put us out of business. So Kathy, I salute you. I salute the memory of Diane Piret. And I hope everyone in this room who is not currently a member of ICTA will please consider becoming a member. Those of you who are members who would like to upgrade your membership status, I'm sure Kathy would like to talk to you as well. So we do have a way to fight this. You just have to decide, do I want to fight this or not? My answer is, hell yes, I do want to fight this. So see Kathy, see Harry Miller, see the ICTA gang. They are fighting for your life to earn a living in the coin business, and I think they will eventually be successful. We are now going to take a short break so that those of you who have your bread, and I believe the salads are coming out shortly also, can enjoy your meal. We will see you in just a few minutes. I hope you're having a good time. Thank you very much.